everybody, my name is Emma and this is a new segment that I'm calling, very Pinteresting, where I'm going to find some stuff on Pinterest that I really want to do, DIYs and recipes and stuff, and I'm going to try and make it to see if one, if I can do it, and two, if anyone can actually do it. Alright, so let us begin! Alright, so this first one that I want to make, I have recently been very obsessed with mermaids and the ocean, and being in Minnesota, we don't have the ocean, we have lakes. But when I was in California, I was at the Pacific Ocean in a small town where everything closed at about 4:30, and along the beach we found a lot of sea glass. Now we have sea glass somewhere in the house, but I couldn't find it. So here's a picture of sea glass. Sea glass is basically when glass falls into the ocean and the waves in the water create a nice rounded, non-sharp, pointy thing. So I found this little pin on Pinterest where it says that if you mix Elmer's glue and food coloring together and paint it on glass, you can make anything look like sea glass. So we're going to try that today. What you will need is something to protect your carpet with. My mom told me to do it over this. Or you can use paper or just not do it on your bedroom carpet. We'll need something glass. This is a little vase that I've cleaned and rubbed down with rubbing alcohol to make sure there's nothing on it. Got this at Target for about $1.99-ish. Something to mix your glue and color solution in. Something to mix your solution with. I just have a paintbrush because that's what I had. Some sort of sponge to dab it on. In the tutorial they were using paint sponges, but I decided that I want to use makeup sponges because the pores are a lot finer. And of course, glue and food coloring. This is blue. So I chose blue because that's what the sea glass that I found looks like, and so I just want to recreate that. Alright, so let us begin. Alright, so I'm going to start off opening the glue and removing the glue. And, undoing the glue, not just pretending to. And let's get some nice glue in there. Alright, that looks good. And then, need some drops of food coloring. So, I don't have much glue in here because it's a small thing, so I'm just going to put in one drop. And we'll see. If it needs to be more opaque, I can add more. If it needs to be less opaque, I can add more of opposite things. Alright. This needs more glue. It's pretty dark, actually, for sea glass. And yes, sea glass can be any color because, again, it's just glass that fell into the ocean. So, but I want mine to be kind of blue. Alright, this is looking better. This is kind of a periwinkle, sky blue, and yeah, so I'm just gonna then wipe the stuff off on the edge, and I can put this somewhere. If this continues, I'll get another camera so that way you can see what I'm doing down below. So I'm going to load up my sponge with this, and just, I guess, start painting. Ooh, I still have some water in that. But anyway, now that my legs have been nice and chilled, I guess I'm just kind of going around it. This is really thin. Might need to do 2 really thin coats of this. I'm not sure yet. It's just looking plain glue-like. But then again, in the second layer, I can add more color to it. I'm leaving the very bottom unglued so that way I can just set it down for drying purposes. And also, do not expect this to be able to be washed or put in hot water or scrubbed because this is glue. It will not adhere correctly to the glass. And it's school glue. It's Elmer's glue. It is washable. So don't expect to use this for anything useful, just decoration. Very fickle decoration. Did I use the word fickle correctly? I think I did. Now, I am going to thoroughly admit this. I spent the last few days recording a different version of this because I thought I had this all down and memorized what I need to do, but instead I used paint. Paint that is not translucent. That ended up something like this. It's pretty, but it doesn't really actually look like SeaGlass. Might a little bit in the camera, but not really. It's way too bright. So, now we wait for it to dry just a little bit. But while we're doing that, I'm going to add another drop of color. So if this isn't too dark. Oh yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Now, you want to wait until it's not completely wet to add your second layer, but you don't want to wait too long, otherwise your solution and this will start drying and peeling like it does when you put glue on your hands and try to peel it off and all of that stuff. That will happen onto the glass and in your mixture. And that's not easy to work with. It's just not. Okay. So, if you'd like to know my fails, while I'm finishing painting this, here is some of the footage of me doing this completely incorrectly. Here you go! So I want this to be lighter than this color, so I'm going to put in just kind of a little scoop. So then I guess what you're supposed to do is just lightly paint it on, so let's try. Maybe you need more glue, because this is looking pretty opaque. Just as to paint it on. There's another one that says use a ceramic mixer, cement mixer, I mean. But it's looking better than before. I can actually kind of see through it like a glass is supposed to be. It does look very pretty in concept. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right or not. Does not very much look like SeaGlass. It is not in the slightest bit translucent. It's kind of streaky. So I got another bottle, a lighter color of pink. This is Robin's Egg. And some cosmetic sponges. So first let us get out just a little bit. I'm going to just take a little tiny bit, and then we're going to open our glue. We're going to put a lot of glue. So how's your week been going? Kind of translucent. So I'm going to add a little bit more glue just to be safe. I'm going to add a little bit of that teal because this is going to be white. So choose the other side and dab that into the paint where I added a little bit more pigment. Ooh, right, gotta push down. Oh, I'm getting paint all over my fingers now. But it's nice, it kind of looks like frosted glass. This isn't going to be as even as I'd like it, but it does look really kind of nice. And I guess not all glass is even. You know, manufacturing errors, crafting errors. I guess this isn't the easiest pin as it said it would be, but I think it might be okay if you would just stop pulling off. I think it should be able to dry a little bit more transparent than this. Let's hope. Alright, so it has been a while and I have allowed this to completely dry, and look, it is a nice color of SeaGlass instead of whatever the hell this is, animated seawater, put them together and I don't know. But it's not very transparent, translucent. Now, it is pretty, and unless something's wrong with what I'm using, or if I actually need to use that tutorial that said that I need a cement mixer for some weird reason, I guess this pin is not quite what it seems. Might be my error, might just be a big fat lie. Wasn't that hilarious to look at my failure. Alright, so since SeaGlass is not shiny, I am deciding to try this. I am adding a dabbing motion to this, but I need to do it while it's wet, so that way I don't pull up any more of the glue. Do this with stuff on your sponge. Otherwise, you will just be pulling up a lot of paint. This also makes it easy to have it be even all the way around. And yes, the reason that I know that this does not work with water was because this was a glass that I did my second part on. It was like, shit, I don't want to go back to Target today, so I just was like, this will probably wash off, and yes, it did wash. It did wash off. Okay. This actually looks decently like SeaGlass, like periwinkle SeaGlass. Okay, and I think we're done with this part. Now let's just let it dry completely. We have success! So I was editing some video while I let this dry, and look! It looks like SeaGlass and it's completely even all the way around. I was very concerned because as it was drying, I looked over and saw that around the little part where my fingers are at, that it might be really thick because it was like dripping weird and stuff like that. But no, this looks really good actually, and I'm very proud of myself. So, I guess yeah. So this is the first, very Pinteresting. And yeah, I hope that you really liked it. If you did, you can give this a thumbs up and put any other pins that you would like me to try down in the comments below. And also, if you did like this, please look at my video of Nerdy Wednesday that I'll be putting up this Wednesday, because I am planning on doing a very Pinteresting about The Legend of Zelda, so be looking forward to that. Alright. If you want to see other videos of mine, you can click the subscribe button. That would be very awesome. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye!